So I created a new account from Lyme Concerns because it was getting a little busy under Lyme Concerns, and I didn't want it to look different than what you will see if you're brand new to Twitter. So for this, I'm going to use an account called Lyme Survivors. See, you can create as many email accounts and then Twitter accounts as you want to, as long as you can keep them straight. And with like the app, you can change in between accounts, and the same thing with the website. So you can use more than one account if you can keep up with that. So here we are at Lyme Survivors, and I have hit home here on the menu on the left. So what should we look at first? How about we do a search? Let's try to find myself as Andrea Jackson. I was a little difficult to find, so I tweeted out at Lyme Survivors, so at the username Lyme Survivors, so that maybe we could find me easily. And here I am. So let's look at following someone. So you guys can follow me at myself at Andrea Jackson, or you can follow me at Lyme Concerns, and maybe we'll take a poll and see if you guys like at Lyme Survivors, and maybe one of these can be a focus point where we can all meet up and see each other, a network of us, because we'll all be connected with tweets and retweets, and it's going to be really cool. So for now, let's click on my name, Andrea Jackson. So you see I hovered over it and it popped out with a box. So let's hit Andrea Jackson at Lyme, and it takes me to this, and it's called my profile. So this is my profile. So let's go to follow. So you see here you can follow, you can message, or there's ... which means more. So once I hit follow here, if I want to follow this person, and you can unfollow them later, I will show you where. So if you want to follow someone, you hit the follow, then the bell comes up, and that means that it will send you an alert, which will end up in your notifications whenever that person tweets or retweets. So we can hit the bell. That's all that really happens, is it stays highlighted. And then you can send a message, or you can hit the more. So we were looking at the more button here, and we're on my profile page. So we're looking at Andrea Jackson from inside of Lyme Survivors. Down here on the left, you can see we're at Lyme Survivors. That's the account we're in, and we're looking at Andrea Jackson's profile page. And we hit the ... the more. This is about Andrea Jackson's profile. So there's lists here. You can add and remove her from the list. You can copy the link. And important thing is, just so you know where it is, I hope you never need it, and I don't expect you will, you can mute a person or you can block the person. So you're inside of their profile page. That's where you would go to do that, to make them be quiet. And if you did run into someone who was a jerk or just ignorant and wanting to argue, I would just block them. So, you don't need to spend your energy trying to convince someone to not be the person that they are, because it's not going to happen. So, and we're all going to be out there with you, and I really don't expect you'll ever need to know where that is, but that's where that is if you need to know. So let's follow a few more Twitter accounts. So I go to my search bar here on the right. I'm going to type in Lyme disease. And you can see that Twitter is already making some suggestions over here on the right of Twitter accounts that have to do with Lyme disease. So I'm going to hit enter. And here are the results. So this is under the people tag. You can sort by latest, people, photos, videos, but I'm just going to go to Lyme Disease Association. Now, I'm on their profile now, and I can hit follow. And I can hit the alert bell again. And it's also making some suggestions down here of other Lyme groups. So now how do you know who you followed? And maybe you've decided you want to unfollow someone. So to see your list, you go to your profile from your menu on the left, and under your name, your username, you have that you're following 3 and you have 0 followers. So I'm going to click on 3 following. So these are the 3 that this account is following. So if I want to unfollow, this one's kind of in limbo, but if I want to unfollow, I hit unfollow. Here, I clicked on it because it was in limbo, because I came across it a couple of times while I was taping this video. So we can follow or unfollow. That's Live Lyme Foundation, which we really like, so we will actually follow her. And then there's me. And that's how you see your list. And at the top, you can switch between seeing who is following you, that's your followers, or who you are following. So there's one more thing that we need to figure out here. So messages are just like messages anywhere else. They're private messages between you and another person. And you can search for the people up here. Eventually you'll be connected to them, so it'll be very easy to pick which one you want to message privately. And then you can start a conversation that still just leads you to searching for the people you want to talk to at this point. But there is a default setting in Twitter that we need to fix. And it's up to you whether or not you want to change this. So to get to that default setting, you go to More, you go to Settings and Privacy, you go to Privacy and Safety, then over here on the right, you go to Direct Messages. And see this first box that is not checked? Well, before someone can send you a message that you don't know, you have to check that box. So if you want to be really private and not let anybody message you, you just leave it alone. But if you want people to be able to find you, and I want you to be able to find me right now, then you check that box. So when the box is checked, then people that you don't know can send you a direct message. And then your messages will work. And if the box isn't checked, then after you follow someone and then they follow you back, then you guys can send messages to each other privately.